Hey, thanks for listening. It is KJ, and this is my unedited full conversation with Colton Haynes, star of Arrow and now author of the new memoir, Miss Memory Lane. I hope you enjoy our conversation, and I hope you'll tune in on Wednesday nights live for the KJ Today Show as we bring you more celebrity guests. It's all about the positive vibes, 60 minutes with people to know, pop culture, and pets. Now, say hello to Colton Haynes.
Hey, I have Colton here.
Hi, Colton.
Hi, how are you?
Oh my goodness, it is an honor to speak with you on such a big day for you. How excited are you that Miss Memory Lane is out?
I thank you. I am so it doesn't feel real. It really just genuinely like after, the years it took for me to write this and for it actually to be out, I still it can't wrap my head around it, but I'm trying to disguise the nerves as excitement. So.
How were your nerves last week when you were on Good Morning America talking about this with Michael Strahan?
Oh my gosh. I that was such a great experience for me because, getting to talk, with Theo and then also hear Michael even just say my name and getting to see the book on the GMA kind of billboards in Times Square. I'm lucky enough I get to go talk to them again tomorrow and I actually get to go in studio. So if I run into Robin Roberts or Sarah Haynes or so, I'm probably going to faint. So, everyone stay tuned to see if I, faint live on GMA tomorrow.
That's a good tease, Colton. We will all be tuning in. Well, listen, I always reach out to our listeners and say, hey, I'm having this person on the show, and I want to ask your questions, right? I want to know what they want to know. And overwhelmingly, when I told everyone Colton Haynes is coming on the KJ Today Show, what do you want to talk about? It was a gazillion people saying, I don't have any questions, but please tell him thank you. Thank you for his bravery. Thank you for his courage. Thank you for his story. What does it mean to you to know that you have this much support and this much love from your fans as you are really being very vulnerable and sharing what you've been through?
I really, once I started to realize that I needed to stop being anyone, but who I am, and once I started realizing I just need to be myself because that started connecting with people, and I found that my vulnerability in a lot of ways has become like my, not just like my thing, but it's also just become my superpower in a way. And so it's not just me, it's the people who have the courage to even come up to me and say, that my story has helped them through their journey and helped change their lives. Like that's the reason why, that's the reason why I wrote the book is I had an encounter. I had a encounter at a superhero convention with a young queer fan who came out to his family because he had seen my basically had seen a lot of the things I had done online and had seen my journey was coming out, and so that just struck me because it kept happening, and once I started to really focus on the positive and the support as opposed to just listening to all the negative things, that people say online, that really gave me the courage to start writing this. And I'm just it just feels like it's a joint effort because I couldn't have done this without, people who support my career and also just people who show me love. So I say thank you to all of them too.
I have actually crossed paths with you. I moderate and work a lot of conventions, and have always seen how gracious and kind you are, and the light in the fans' eyes when they get that moment with you. It's so cool for them, and I think as a fan of Arrow myself, to be able to see how you connect with people. Is there anything in the book itself that once you got it done? Because I know there's a gazillion rewrites, and you have to revisit that pain and go through
Oh,
the bravery again. Is there anything in the book where you were like, maybe I don't want to put that out there?
No, there. I could have written a trilogy of books because the amount of words, pumping out 10 to 15,000. I was writing, from 10 to 15,000 words a day at one point, especially towards the last almost year. And so I would send them in. I would give them my editor, and basically it was a process with the whole edit because I was writing so much and there were so many things that I wanted to talk about. And, there were things that eventually didn't make it in because in a lot of ways, I don't really have a lot of secrets or a lot to myself now and I'm really not, it might look like I'm living, sharing my experiences just for other people. But for me, I need to talk about my life because that really is healing for me as well. And also this, I don't have a problem with talking about a lot of things. I have a problem with small talk. But like when I small talk, I'm like, I can't do this. But if we talk about, trauma and like real life experiences and I have that connection with people,
Yeah.
that just makes me feel even better and makes me feel more whole. So, there's a lot that didn't make it in, but maybe there'll be a second one, and maybe the second one that I write will be a little more comedic.
That was exactly what I thought when you said you were pushing out 10 to 15,000 words a day. I'm like, that just means more books, Colton.
So I did not get any sleep, and I still am currently not, but I got to tap into something that has really been a passion of mine since I was younger, is writing. And the fact that I have this opportunity to do that in such an honest way, that's the most rewarding thing for me.
Well, and isn't that such a better space to be in when you're not getting sleep because what you're putting out is so good as opposed to not getting sleep because you're hiding so much of who you are?
And I did that for so many years. And so I think that also just having people, the encouragement that I've had with my editors and also just the people who have been helping me with my team put this book out. I've never felt more like this. I've never felt more included and also more loved when it comes to a process, when it comes to my writing. And I started to feel like this was really something that I was passionate about and that people were responding to. And so, now I just feel like I really tapped into a really huge passion of mine, and I'm so proud of it. And this is the best thing that I've ever done in my life, and by far. And I'm just so happy that now it's out in the world.
Well, we are so happy for you. The book is Miss Memory Lane, and it is out today. And before I let you go, Colton, I promised Amanda, who says she's your biggest fan, that I would ask you about your cat and how Timothy is doing because she loved that you shared so much about becoming a cat dad when you got him.
Oh, thank you, Amanda. My son, which I leave the part out a lot that he's a cat, and I just tell people I have a 4-year-old, and they respond to it. But yeah, his name's Timothy Chalameow, and he is named after obviously Timothy Chalamet. He's doing really great. He is very happy that I'm gone because I'm in New York, and he started doing this thing where he waves at me now, which is very odd. I'll post a picture on my story, and I think he's basically telling me, goodbye, you need to leave now, because he likes his cat sitter more than I think he likes me. So, he's currently living it up right now.
I think a lot of our pets felt that way during the pandemic. They were like, I liked you better when you weren't here so much.
Oh yeah, and what my son put me through in the pandemic, he should be grateful. But he just wants me out of the house because it's his house now. So.
Well, tell Timothy that he's got some fans here in Indiana, and you do too, Colton. Thank you so much for joining me on the KJ Today Show. Best of luck with the book, and thank you again for sharing your story.
Thank you so much, and have a good rest of the day.
You too. Bye-bye.